Hi everyone, welcome to St Anne's. My name is Andrew Levy and I work here as the senior minister of our church family. We made this video in case the fire alarms go off at any of the buildings on our property so that you would know what to do and you'd be safe. As with most things in life, you can't quite tell when things are going to go wrong. If a fire alarm goes off, it could be as simple as a faulty fuse. It might be that someone is burning the toast in the kitchen, or it might mean that there's something quite serious that needs to be attended to. All of our buildings here at St Anne's are equipped with smoke and fire detectors, and they will trigger if they detect a problem. So the first thing to think, if you hear the fire alarm, is just simply the systems are working properly. If an alarm is triggered, the first sound you'll hear is this. Now that sounds alarming, but it's simply an indication for us to go and investigate what's going on around the property. Your job is to remain in your seats and to remain calm. If an alarm is triggered, then the fire wardens or liaisons for each service or group will head straight to the fire panels in the auditorium or church. In the auditorium complex, the fire panel is located here in the foyer and up here at the front of church. These fire panels have been designed to tell us exactly where in the building the alarm has been triggered, so we can send somebody to go and investigate. We love having kids here at St Anne's, and in the event of a fire alarm going off, the leaders have been trained in how to look after the children during that time. If the first sound is being made, then the kids will line up in 2 lines in readiness to evacuate if needed. Now, if you're a parent and you hear any of the alarms going off here at St Anne's, it is really important that you don't come and collect your children at that point. We need to make sure that there is no confusion and that all the children are accounted for by their leaders. The leaders will keep them safe and you'll meet together at the meeting point in the event of an evacuation. While the fire panel is being looked at and the cause investigated, a liaison will come to the front of each church service or gathering to let everybody know what's going on and to keep everybody calm. If the fire warden determines that there's nothing that's visible or nothing that's problematic, like burnt toast, then simply they'll turn the alarm off and nothing further will be needed from anybody. But if the fire wardens determine that there is a danger to any people here on our church property, then the next sound will be heard. That's the sound that tells us that we need to leave the building immediately. If you're here in the auditorium, you simply and calmly head out through the glass doors at the back, out through the glass doors into the courtyard, and you head out through the disability car park. If you're here in the hall, you simply head out through the exit glass doors, out into the courtyard, and then on to the disability car park. Once you've made it to the disability car park, you head out along Church Street, up into the driveway of the church. If you're evacuating from the auditorium, then up here beside the historic church is your meeting point. If the evacuate sound is heard in the historic church, then you simply need to head down the aisle and out through the main door. If you see smoke or fire at that main entrance, then you need to head down to the front of the church and head out through the doors to the right. If you've needed to evacuate from the historic church, then you simply come down the driveway, down Church Street, and wait in the disability car park beside the auditorium. And this is your meeting point. With everyone safely evacuated from the buildings, the fire brigade will arrive and they'll do all the checks to make sure everything is back in its place. Any problems are extinguished and fixed as well. Because we're believers here at St Anne's, we know that the only thing that is eternal on our church property at any time is the people. The buildings are not eternal and will not last, but people will. So our first priority in all things where there's safety in mind is people. Leave the buildings behind, leave belongings behind, make sure you get safe. We hope that this video was helpful to you to understand what will happen in the event of a fire emergency.